such a teacher like you. You have honestly contributed to my success as a student this semester, which is the whole reason why I decided to write this letter to you in the first place. Without your unique and dedicated teaching style and activities, like the peanut M&M to learn the chain rule, I would not have understood calculus as I do now. You seriously make calculus interesting, and you're just a cool guy to talk to. You really stand out as an educator because of your bright personality with the way you carry yourself throughout the day with a smile. You are not only dedicated to your students in math, but also the school. You are full of school pride, and I love how you're one of the only teachers who dress up. You not only have impacted my success, but also my day as I look forward to going to calculus and learning something new every day, except to be honest, when we have tests, quizzes, or problem sessions. So basically, for all you do for only less than an hour of class in my life, I would like to genuinely thank you for being such a great teacher. And also, thank you for making my senior life so much more memorable. I wish you all the best, sincerely.
I'll tell you what, making calculus interesting would take an M&M for me as well, I think.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, folks, I want to thank Randall Curry for joining us this morning. We're going to let him get back to Plano Senior High and teach those wonderful children. And this was all brought to you by Sharon Ramage. If you want somebody to help get on the side of your child to make sure that your special education or special needs child is receiving the proper education, go to specialedhelp@ramagelawfirm.com or texasspecialeducationattorney.com. That's Sharon Ramage. Well, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about how to cope with and handle the difficult times during the holidays, whether it's losing somebody, having your house burned down during the holidays, or just something traumatic. So stay tuned. We are 620 AM KEXB. Man, Randall, that was excellent.
Yeah, those letters were good. I chose that one because of the peanut M&M. So.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, maybe like I was like, oh my
That was
gosh.
perfect.
Myself.
But see, that's what I'm talking about, though. I mean, it's just, you know, it's everything. It's how you dress. It's how you talk. It's that entire personable.
Yeah.
Last night I taught a parenting class. I'm teaching a parenting class once a week now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm making all my parents in court go.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. You know, and eventually I'd like to retire at some point way down the road and be a teacher because I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
But so far, every class I've taught, and you know, some of it may be smoke blowing up your skirt kind of thing or what have you, but you can tell when people are pretty genuine, and these people are walking out. And last night they wouldn't let me leave. I'm like, I gotta go, I'm running late. They all wanted to shake my hand, wish me a Merry Christmas, and all of them wanted to share. They said, you know, we really dreaded coming in, and you have made this such a personable experience.
Well, yeah, because they were going in thinking, well, they're going to tell me how I'm doing such a bad job at being a parent, and that's why you're here, and so, you know, punitive kind of thing.
Yeah, and they're like, you know, and every one of them, I mean, walked out and said, I can't believe how much I've learned. And it's a 4-week series, and this one parent goes, can't you come up with 4 more weeks of this? She goes, I would really like to come back and catch some more of this. And I said, well, you're welcome to recycle through them all. I said, I will be honest with you, they will all be a little bit different because I don't have it written down. You know, I'm telling you from my experiences, from the way my mother raised me. I mean, this is what I'm sharing with you. But it's nice to see these people go out pretty jubilant. And I had a dad and mom pull me aside last night before I could get out of there, and they said, you know, we want you to know that we really love this program. They said, you are so personable. She goes, even the kids love you. Like, they know that you're coming down on them. But our daughter, she loves you. She thinks you're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Even though she knows that you're the pay on the dirt on that deal. You know, but she just loves you. And so that's got to be, to me, that's a huge rewarding feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to have that's amazing. So I mean, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, this is fun.
So hopefully your family was listening.
Well, yeah, they're all up.
Oh, good.
So yeah,
Good.
Tristan has safety patrol duty this week, so he has to be to school early. So he gets up at 6 on those days.
So he was up.
Yeah.
Good.
Very good. And it'll be on YouTube. And so you'll be able to catch you on YouTube as well. I'll have that
Awesome.
posted this morning
Awesome.
on our drive back.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's way cool. Thanks for coming in, Randall.
Yeah.
Hey, and feel free to nominate a student or a teacher,
Okay.
because for the students, we give out a $500 scholarship to a boy and a girl.
Oh, okay.
So feel free to nominate your own daughter.
Okay.
You can do that. There's no rules barring that.
Okay.
So And then, of course, if you're up at 6:28 a.m. on a Thursday morning, call in for free tickets.
Yeah.
Randall's what I send the text message
Oh,
to.
is that right?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
You wanted the call.
Yeah,
Good.
call in.
Good.
You don't want a silent phone.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Don't want a silent
I
phone.
think I've seen that in a movie before. And let's go to the phones.
And let's go to the phone. Yeah, you're here. That's all you hear. So, but man, I appreciate you.
30
Okay.
30 seconds. All right. Well, hey, you be good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Go ahead and bring us back, Mr. B.
Okay.
And throw us into traffic.
All right. Thank you, Randall. Good to meet you.
Been a pleasure. Nice
Have a
meeting
good
you.
day.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Man.
Yeah, you too.
If you get time, if you're in town, we're in town, maybe we can get over the break and break bread or something.
Yeah, oh man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
See ya.
See you later. Bye.
As soon as you're done, bring it over to me so I can read y'all Smiles Dentistry.
Good morning, DFW, and those on the internet listening from various places, and welcome to On Point with JP and Dr. B. And we're approaching Christmas in just a few days. We have with us in studio this morning Mustang Callie. And in fact, I think she's got a traffic report for us.
I do. On the good side, I'm not reporting any accidents, but there are a few slowdowns on I-30 West on St. Paul Street. Traffic's moving at about 14 miles an hour. Also at 35 East North on 8th Street. Traffic's moving at about 12 miles an hour. And on Pennsylvania Avenue on 175 West, 13 miles an hour. So try to find alternative routes because you're going to be stuck in traffic for a while.
Well, it's a wonderful time to be stuck in traffic because you can be thinking about what gifts you're
Yeah,
going
what-
to buy, right?
The
So-
last minute.
The
right?
last minute gifts. There you go.
Well, you know, of course, the other nice thing is it's not snowing. There's no ice out. And I think about this time last year, I think we had some pretty traumatic weather, or that we just came out of some pretty traumatic weather.
Yeah, I remember that cobblestone ice that we had. It was just really a mess, for quite a while.
Right, and so, I mean, in fact, what's funny is I think folks had like 3 or 4 days off from work, at least those who work for the government anyways, and I didn't. I was driving in to work every day because there were people that were wanting to get married, and so, hey, the nuptials don't go away because the ice cometh, and so we definitely did that. Well, folks, I'll tell you what, I've always enjoy inspiring our listeners, and so we have the choice as always is yours. It is brought to you by All Smiles Dentistry. They have served Allen residents for 15 years, and they are the official team dentist for the Allen Americans hockey team for the last 7 years. All Smiles can help you identify and prioritize your dental problems early, maximizing your dental benefit. Call 972-747-1996. That's 972-747-1996, and visit their Facebook page at All Smiles Dentistry Allen and read what their happy families have to say. So, Lori, what do you have for us this morning? Well, I tell you what, good advice.
Good advice, yeah. And sometimes when you're right, it's okay to be right. You don't have to push it.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. Well, real quick, before we jump into our next segment, we want to bring a little joy to the world. Oh, joy to the world.
Joy to the world.
Dr. B, what's the magic word this week?
Let's make it joy to the world.
Joy to the world will be our catchphrase this week. Call in Thursdays for our family free pack giveaway. We'll be giving away a family 4-pack to Legoland Discovery Center. I went there last night with the On Point team. They have once a month an adult night where you can go in and ride the rides, and you can play with Legos, and they did competitions. In fact, Callie and I, we tied last night
Did.
for the Christmas trivia.
All right.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was
Yep.
pretty
I have
exciting.
to admit, though, I did copy off of one of your answers.
Yeah.
It was from the Polar Express, and I had I've never seen that movie, so I kind of peeped a little bit.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So really,
see.
you won.
We're talking about deprivation here. Hasn't seen Polar Express.
I know,
What?
right?
I mean, you know.
What's wrong with you? How do you not see Polar Express?
I don't know. I just haven't.
Oh, girl, this
I will
Dr.
watch
B.
it.
I think it's going to be a
promise
movie
I'll
night
watch it.
A movie night.
with
There
On
you
Point
go.
with JP and Dr. B. I
I
think.
promise I'll see it.
So, anyways, we want to remind you to call in on Thursdays at 6:28 at 214-787-1160
214-787-1160.
and say
Joy to the world.
joy to the world. You can even sing
I
more
can
if
sing
you
it.
want.
I thought, joy to the
Dr. B, you the man.
That's it.
Not only can we get you through some of your problem times, we can sing to you too. I'll tell you what, the singing counselor.
I tell you what, full service.
Full service. Well, folks, I'll tell you, Christmas time is always fun, and it's good to be cheerful, and you see all the bright lights. You see the malls packed with people that are rushing around trying to find the perfect gift for their loved ones. But, you know, there are times that we don't see the other side of that, and that is people who have lost a loved one at the holidays, and it's kind of soured the holidays a little bit because that's their memory. You've got people who have lost their homes due to house fires, and that's soured their memories, and they don't want to remember the holidays. And so, how is it, Dr. B, how can we get past that sorrow? How can we get past that and cope with that and still enjoy the holidays for those who are living and around us?
Well, and I think that's the key, is figuring out how do we go ahead and enjoy the holidays as the best we can. You know, my own family has experienced a lot of grief in December. My own father passed away in December, my wife's brother, and just recently her mother passed away, all in December. There are three types of grief that you might want to think about. One is anticipatory grief, and that's where your loved one has maybe had a terminal illness, you know, an ailing family member, whatever, and that one is very, very painful as well. And it doesn't, you know, some people say, well, it could shorten the grief cycle, but it doesn't necessarily. It depends on the individual. And particularly, even though you anticipate it right after it happens, there is often a period of time when you feel kind of down and sorrowful, and that's all right. One of the ways to get by, actually, all of these areas of grief, is to talk about it with other people. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Now, the other thing I want to mention quickly is if you're a friend of someone who's lost someone, don't run when they start talking about the loss of their loved one, because that's what they need, and you can hear them. There's another type of grief that you kind of alluded to, though, JP, and that is the unanticipated grief. You know, somebody dies suddenly from a car accident, or has a heart attack, or their home burns down. There's all kinds of things that can happen in this. And this one is a little bit more difficult to deal with because it's so sudden. And as most of, or many of you perhaps know, once a death happens, there's many things that have to be done right away. And so sometimes that grief doesn't actually hit full force until 2 or 3 weeks after the death. Again, one of the important things is to keep the routine as much as you can, to get as much rest, to continue to eat properly, and to be around people. Isolating yourself at times may be okay, but there are other times when you need to be around people and really experiencing other people and not dragging them down, but allowing them to help you in this time of grief. I don't discourage going to parties. Our having fun is not going to hurt our loved one who's passed on. In fact, if they really loved us and we love them, what do they want for us? They want us to go on living life to the full. So that's those particular two types of grief, both the anticipated and the unanticipated grief, are times when we have to move on and find our strength. We may find it in our faith. We may find it through talking with someone, visiting perhaps even where the person is interred. But we have to move on and do our best with that. And again, thinking that our loved one would want us to enjoy life. That's